Hey y'all, I'm glad you tapped in because what's going down in Dalton, Illinois? It's like watching a political movie unfold in real time. No cap power moves, betrayal, downfall, and a comeback no one saw coming. Strap in because this one's got layers. Let's take it back to May 2021. Dalton made history. This tight-knit, majority black town elected Tiffany Henyard as mayor, the first young black woman to ever hold that office. She came in bold, promising change, empowerment, and the kind of leadership people had been praying for. The community showed up. They had her back. They believed she'd be the one to flip the script, but it didn't take long for those high hopes to hit the ground, fast. Instead of progress, Henyard became headline news for all the wrong reasons. Accusations came flying, saying she was spending public funds like it was her personal debit card. We're talking luxury candles, hair, bundles, sandals, even kitchenware. While folks in town were struggling to get by, the mayor was allegedly out here living like she hit the lotto, and it got messy. Anyone who spoke out? She went head-to-head with them, out in the open. Videos surfaced showing her snapping at critics, most of them black residents just asking for answers. "Y'all should be ashamed," she shouted. Y'all black and coming for a black woman in power. But yelling couldn't drown out the noise. Investigations got rolling. The people got louder, pressure mounted, and now? The shift everybody's been waiting for finally landed. Dalton's got a new mayor, Jason House. After months of behind-the-scenes tension and political back and forth, House officially stepped in, and this wasn't just some quiet ceremony. City Hall was lit, the place was packed. Even folks outside were hyped. The vibe? Electric. When Jason House laid his hand on that Bible and promised to serve with integrity and truth, the crowd erupted. One person said, "We just witnessed our little village become a national headline." And they weren't lying. Dalton's drama got national attention, highlighting everything from misuse of funds to the power of a fed-up community. With Jason House now leading, the plan is locked in: bring back transparency, clean out the mess, and rebuild trust. Judging by the turnout, people are ready to start fresh, and Tiffany? She's fallen all the way off, retreating to Facebook. No apologies, no accountability. Just selfies with filters and corny motivational posts like nothing ever went down. This same woman once made $347,000 a year more than the governor of Illinois. Now, she's got nothing. No office, no perks, no power, and according to the buzz, not even savings to show for it, because here's the truth: if you chase power for the wrong reasons, it never sticks, and when it vanishes, if you didn't lead with heart and honesty, there's nothing left. No supporters, no legacy, just silence. But this story, it ain't just about Tiffany. It's a case study on what happens when leadership breaks and what can rise when people stand tall. Dalton is wide awake now, and they're not going back to sleep. While Henyard was chasing camera time, others were out here doing the real work. People like Edward Steve and Jason House, they weren't hunting headlines. They were showing up for the village out of love, not for likes. And get this, Jason House didn't even want to be mayor at first. He had the shot 4 years ago and passed. Why? Because he believed in quiet service. No cameras, no clout. Just rolling up his sleeves and getting to it. While others were busy building a brand, he was building trust low-key. But eventually, it got too chaotic to ignore. The mess, the scandals, the broken trust, it all boiled over. That's when House stood up and said, "This ends now." And when he moved, the people moved with him. Dalton doesn't just owe him respect, they owe him real appreciation. Because true leadership doesn't come with flashy outfits or a media crew. Sometimes it walks in quietly, gets to work, and doesn't need applause. Now yeah, some folks will still try to spin it. Say stuff like, they just didn't want to see a black woman win. That excuse is tired. It dodges the real conversation. Yes, being a black woman or a black man or even a single parent, that identity is powerful. It means something. It inspires. It shifts culture, but identity alone won't keep you in office. What keeps you there is discipline, integrity, the ability to show up for the folks who put their faith in you, because the job still needs to get done. In towns like Dalton, Montgomery, Jackson, and Atlanta places built on Black legacy being. Black can be a strength. These communities are filled with pride. But once you get that position, it's not about who you are, it's about what you do. I'm from Sacramento. And unless you're in LA or Oakland, climbing the ladder out here ain't easy. That's why we look to cities like Detroit or ATL where Black leadership left a mark. But those dreams only live if the people elected actually show up. Too. Many times we see people rise into leadership only to fumble it. They chase attention. They care more about optics than outcomes. And guess who suffers every time? The community. We deserve better. We need to stop treating public office like it's some side hustle and start holding it sacred. When you're given power, it's not a flex, it's a duty. You show up. You follow through. If we don't shift this mindset, the cycle repeats. Our neighborhoods stay stuck while the leaders chase clout. This ain't just about Tiffany Henyard. This is about leadership. Real leadership. And what happens when people are trusted to lead but choose ego over purpose? When someone votes for you, they're giving you access to their future. That's not a free pass to show off. That's your chance to serve, to uplift, to deliver. That's the difference between service and betrayal. Let Dalton be the blueprint not just for one town, but for every block in America dreaming of better. When you put your faith in someone, watch what they do with it. If they fumble it, twist it, or flip it for attention, they'll end up like Tiffany. Title, gone. Credibility, gone. Legacy, wiped out. All that's left, a couple selfies with no weight and memories no one's holding on to. Because when you lead with intention, when you really show up for your people, it can change your life. It can build a legacy. It can put your name in rooms that matter, but only if you stay grounded. Only if you stay humble. The second you start thinking you can't fall, that's when the collapse begins. The money, gone. The likes, gone. The influence, gone. Just like that. And since we're talking about collapses, let's get into Kamal Woods. Yep, that Kamal, the married dude who allegedly got pulled into Tiffany's orbit when everything looked flashy and full of perks, back when the money flowed. The trips were fire and the press was glowing. Kamal was posted up, but now that the funds are low and the spotlight dimmed, yeah, that man's ghosting the whole situation. Think he's sticking around for microwave meals and awkward silence? Please, his suitcase been packed because let's be real, he wasn't ever really there for her. He was there for the lifestyle, the exposure, the ride, and now that ride's over? So is he. That's the hard truth. When the power disappears, so do the people who only came for what they could take. Tiffany's not just out of office, she's out of support, out of leverage, out of time. And as painful as it looks, she built that fall. That's what happens when you treat leadership like a hustle instead of a calling.